The proto-Semitic Allah burning down tells us was a black god represented by a black bull whose hide denoted his black skin.
Here's the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay? Here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere, but you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check, it's gonna come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it, if you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the god of the Arabized Negroes, which first is El, but somehow, some way becomes Allah. But that's up to y'all. That's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
Biblical King's Seal discovered in dump site. This is the royal seal of the King Hezekiah, and here we have an Ankh. And finally, last but not least, you need to see it to believe it. The God of the Bible, El, slept in his own dung and urine. This is Ugaritic Narrative Poetry, page 195. And we also have this book here, the Masriya in the Prophetic Literature, where it clearly says that El floundered in his own feces and urine.
I don't believe in old Egyptian gods. I don't believe in that stuff. I wasn't even taught that bullshit, right? I'm the one who bangs against the Comedics. I bang against them and they can't get through me because the gods that they worship, right, were born from another group of thinking, right? So you can't come with me with no goddamn Heru or no other that bullshit. Show it to me in the primary, show it to me in writing, show it to me in the period. You're making the bullshit up. But I don't care. Listen, watch this, y'all. Look at me. I don't care about Egyptian pyramids. I think that they was a little cuckoo. I think they should have built a wall like the Wall of China. I think they would have been smarter to do that instead of building beacons to get attacked over and over again. I think those religious-minded ancient Kemetiu were cuckoo for Cocoa Pops for doing that.
You don't mean that, do you?
Huh?
You don't mean that, do you?
I definitely mean that. You don't know, Shaka? You know who you invited on this channel? Brother Reggie? Huh?
You're saying you think that the commissions were a bit
Cuckoo
crazy?
for Uncle Pops for doing that.
No, come on, you can't say that. Can't say that.
Why not?
Can't say that.
I got some time. Hey, look, the late period of ancient.
Why would you go that far?
Since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm an Israelite and Tazariak Israelite, and I think his doctrine is off compared to what we teach it. We both had the same mission, but he's telling the Israelites it's okay to mix race, right? He's telling that they got a doctrine saying that if a child reached a flower, they could be 15 or 9 years old, you can have sex with them. Okay, this is what they teach.
Listen, you think I'm
okay, can I talk now? Can I talk now?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So Sekou didn't say anything pseudo at all. And the people have stated that for years. You know, now, Saneda, if you don't mind, you said that other people teach that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl. Like, do you mind telling which other Hebrews or like organization teach that? Because you see, I'm not from New York, you know, so to me it's news. And I'd like to know when I go to New York with my daughter, where I should avoid going. So if you don't mind, Saneda, which other Hebrews or like organization teach that thing that GMS teach?
Well, there's a lot of Hebrew Israelite groups out there that that teach that. I'm not calling out no names or nothing like that. All I'm gonna tell you is that a lot of them teach that, brother. A lot of Hebrew Israelites teach that.
I appreciate that.
And as for my brother Unc, you know I love you, man, but I'm gonna still keep and tell the truth. To me, when we say things like go back to Africa and teach that, Unc, I'm simply saying, look at what we do. We over here in America and we talk about shit we don't know what's going on in Africa. So they can say the same goddamn thing about us. Yo, you can't tell us what's going on over here in Africa. Go back to goddamn America. How would we feel if we over there and we in Kemet and we trying to teach them about Kemet and they looking at us like, yo, what the fuck are you talking? What? Take that shit back over there, you know? But you know,
they ain't wrong.
We gotta stop that, man. We just gotta stop it, man.
They not wrong, son.
Crazy.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong. If I say take your ass back to New York with that crazy shit you saying, bro, I ain't wrong. Oh, now you got to do it. I can't cuss. I can't cuss.
Reggie, you know that's a Kemetic song, right?
No, it's a Nubian song.
It's a Kemetic song as well, Reggie.
No, it's a Nubian song.
It's still a Kemetic song, African.
No, it's a Nubian song. It's African.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why I got the back of the stick.
You dancing, man. You should give me that unk, brother.
Oh, man. Oh,
you should give me that unk, Reggie. That'll be a real good gift. I got a birthday coming up, Reggie.
I know, but somebody gave it to me as a gift. I can't give a gift away. But listen, this is mahogany, boy, man. Man, oh man, this will put a whipping on you. That's what I put a whipping on some of the Kemetics.
Well, why would you want to put a whipping on them using the stick of life, the unk of life, brother?
Because they need
the unk of tear down and put a whipping on.
Because see, they live in a world where it's all Kemet. The Kemet's 12th dynasty. We're talking about pre-dynastic, first dynasty, right? Old Kingdom. Pyramids was built before there was a word called Kemet.
Can I ask you a question, Reggie?
Oh shit!
It's not gonna be a light question, brother. You got the right to say no. I'm telling you, I won't be mad at you.
Yeah.
You got a right to say nah, brother. I don't want no questions right now, Sal.
No, you can ask me a question.
You sure? Don't get mad at me.
What? You can ask me a question.
I always wanted to know.
Yeah.
Do you have anything against brothers who really teach like Black Power, Red, Black, and Green, and Kemet. And Kemet the number one.
No, I don't have a problem with teaching Kemet. I have a problem with rituals and things like that.
So why did you? Because I never asked you, and you never answered me. Why did you really go against Seti in that debate for a Hebrew against Seti?
Oh no, well, Seti's situation is that he was saying that he was a student of Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan.
And what's the matter with saying that though? I mean, because he said that, you're gonna go and give information to
I didn't give any information
to a pedophile? Now you see he's a pedophile now.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Chickens come home to roost. Chickens come home to roost. And so when you was beefing with Seti, I stay out of there. I'm on my business. Yeah. I wasn't beefing. I was beefing with the information. The information is it needed to be cited, right?
But I think at that time we were like, cool. I think that's what really made Seti have to run.
Me?
When he saw that shit. Because he probably think in his mind that I was down with that shit, bro.
No.
You know, because I never spoke to Seti about that shit.
Oh, there's sacred infinite energy. Like you want to be
that nigga really probably think I was down with that. That's why he don't pick up my phone calls. Or none of that. He probably really think I was down with that shit.
Hey, listen. I mean, I didn't. What did he use? He asked me a couple of questions. I'm a researcher. You know, I help anybody out, Captain.
But you're helping out the enemy. Them niggas look at us as enemies, bro.
I know what questions to answer because I ultimately, at the end of the day, we had to deal with the Hebrews. Ultimately, at the end of the day, and Saad, you benefited so much from that, from my research and the work that I did. Come on, because sometimes you know you just gotta bring them in, see what they saying, and
come on, man. You got it already.
Hey, sometimes and so the Hebrews they were a little happy and you know what happens when you get happy and you start missing material, and so we end up getting them in some other.
You just got to get Reggie. You just got to get some tougher skin. What's your sign, Reggie?
I don't have a sign, but I was born in March.
Okay. You got to get some tough skin, man. That's all.
Can I ask you a question, Sanada?
Yeah.
You said he's a pedophile. You were talking about Nazi, were you?
Yes.
Can you just tell us what it is about? And you see, I'm not going to say, oh, you talk about people. You know, that's what everybody does.
No. This is different. Yassi Yassavel, you know, because the Hebrews would say anything about polite real quick. But they own man, Nasi Yashavel, ended up being a goddamn pedophile, having sex with one of his wife's daughters, man. And he got ran out of town.
How old was she, the girl?
I don't know.
Was she underage?
Reggie, do you remember that?
She was underage, and but you know, look,
and guess what? Hebrews tried to cover that shit up, but it was coming out so quick and hard. Now, the only Hebrew Israelite I heard speak on that was Captain Tazariot and Daniel Allah. Everybody else tried to cover that shit quick.
And Zion Lex.
And Zion Lex had Mighty Hebrew, and people said Mighty Hebrew went to jail for sexual misconduct with a minor, and that's Garfield Reed.
See how you just bring stuff.
That's Garfield Reed who said that. Reggie, don't protect the pedophiles, please.
I'm not protecting.
Well, let me speak, Reggie, please. Garfield Reed said that. You didn't go at Garfield for saying that. So we're gonna warn.
We say
we gotta hide our kids and hide our wives. Let's warn the community so we know where it is safe to walk out with children. I think it's a honorable cause.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in our community that need to get out, and so I don't know why y'all be so mad at Brother Reggie for information. I'm interested in information.
Who said that I'm mad at you? I'm mad at you for begging against the comedics.
I'm over that, but at the time I was mad as hell because you know I wanted all my people to bust their fucking ass.
All right,
and I don't know how that information got out. How did that get out, Reggie?
What information?
with you giving information to
Oh, because Nazi accused me.
see
when we
that?
were
You
doing-
helped this nigga and look at what he did. He came out and told on you, bro.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
fucked up.
He played you, Reggie.
No,
He
didn't
used you,
play
G.
me.
That shit is crazy. You helped this nigga win a debate and he come back and tell the people.
Yeah, no, that was what you call extortion. So he didn't want me to do Kim on trial, and so he tried to extort me. But we ended up doing Kim on trial. You remember it was in the church. It was in the church, and he wanted to see if I was a sucker, and how can I say I can be extorted? Shit, I wasn't extorted on my block. What the hell am I going to be extorted? So if I said something, I said it. But it was all information. How can information?
How did that make you feel that he came out and told everybody what you did? Because nobody knew
People that did worse shit to me, so come on.
Yeah.
People that did worse shit to me, but it was about information. It was about getting me out of the picture, right? If I was out of the picture, Polite wouldn't have went to Egypt, right? I wouldn't have used my energy to try to figure out. I wouldn't have got smashed.
Polite is a bad motherfucker, boy.
I
When he had that debate, Kimmel on trial, that motherfucker took a plane to Israel. And he went to Israel and seen the shit that they got. He filmed that shit and showed all these niggas got his fucking paper between the cracks and shit. I said, oh my God. When he showed that shit, Kimmel on trial, the people was like, oh, the fucking room went crazy. This nigga on the plane going to Israel.
Hey, yo, I'm Mil Carr. Yo, check this out, man. I did a video on sex, money, and murder, prequel. Go see me on my block, my dude. I got my lunch money taken every day in the school. No, you should see my video on sex, money, and murder, dude. I'm from the Bronx, yo. I'm not tough like that. I just changed my life.
So Reggie, do you regret it? Do you regret you did that for him?
No, it's playing chess.
It's playing chess.
Yeah, playing chess with information. See, information
Reggie,
is
you lost that chess.
You don't regret that though, Reg?
No, I don't regret it because I know what I said to him. See, sometimes you talk to get information. So I just wanted to see where they at, what they knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on Kim on trial, we was ready for every little nasty thing that they had to say. But y'all don't give me no credit for that. Everybody else gets credit.
No, I'm saying you don't regret from the SETI debate.
No, I don't regret on the SETI debate because it was on SETI to defend. But SETI didn't call us. SETI didn't. There was a lot of people who said he could have called for help.
My voice is a bit broken. And I'm coughing. Hotep Senu, Hena Senut, Tiren Ishakandugu Kemet. Let me check the sound. Hold on. Where's the video? There it is. Maybe I can make it so that it's louder. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. I'm sorry, there was probably some echo, so I don't have to talk too loud and you can still hear me. We have V Bennett in the place to be. Please hold on, V Bennett. I just want to say a few things that I have on my mind, and then you'll be welcome to add on. Now, before I go through the comments, I mean to the chat, I just want to show you something that was left. It's one of the latest comment on my channel. because you know those people are anonymous and unidentified, no single content, so you don't really know who they are. Anybody can, you know, come up with a username. And I know personally some leaders of Pan-African organization who used to post on the a username pretending to be a female. You know, he told me, you know, he told me so. But you know, I'm just saying this. You know, a lot of people don't know how it goes. A lot of people don't know that a lot of things that people do or say is scripted. But anyway, here she wrote. You see, 9 hours ago she wrote. She wrote. Now let me check that you can see the whole thing. Yes, you can. My screen, at least I can. She wrote, "Look, I have issues with the way both Brother Reggie and Unc have been behaving lately, and I've been watching Sanetta for many years, so I'm very familiar with their scholarship. However, I'm not as familiar with you, Shaka, and I agree with very much of your scholarship, but I'm questioning your motives lately. What in the point?" I guess she meant to write, "What is the point? What is the point in you constantly doing live streams that have nothing to do with scholarship? Absolutely point out their flaws and then move on to scholarship and information. What is your motives here? Views and clout and recognition?" So here, look at the reply that I'm putting. Please come on my channel and tell the people that pedophilia is just a flaw. There it is for the record. Now I'm doing this so she knows that I reply. I mean, it's getting out of hand. It's getting crazy. Pedophilia is just flaws now. So the title of this video is "Beef Tube Seems Unfair to Say the Least." I hesitated. At first, I was going to address the brother by name. I was going to go on his channel and show some of the titles that he has. But then I decided, you know what? If we go back and forth, it will be a bad look. I thought, okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to address it. But, you know, sometimes you really want to speak your mind. You want to say what's on your mind, what you have in your heart. And I've been a brother to him. When there was a debate situation and people were, you know, making fun of him, and, you know, I made a video to express my support. When a brother who's an elder said that he makes sure that he will not have debates with important people, I invited the brother so, you know, he can speak, you know what I'm saying, giving him a voice. He has his own platform. He has a fair bit of subscribers early in the morning, but I felt like, you know, I want to give him a voice and an opportunity to speak. Sanetta has addressed the WAC 100 and the Hebrews situation, which is beef. It is beef. He first played some exchanges, and then he had actually the Tazaria guy yesterday. Now, I don't know if you ask him about debating me. I expect that he probably grandstand, you know, but, you know, we'll see. You know, I cannot predict the future, but it wouldn't surprise me if he says, "Oh, I don't know him, no, I don't want to do it," you know, because they really know better, you know. So if he really doesn't know who I am, some people from his camp will know who I am, you know, and I think they know there's levels to this. So Sanetta had people who were in disagreement who actually had beef. You know, Sanetta had beef with Hassan Campbell. That happens as life. Nobody told him beef tube. So when I'm told, you know, "Oh, you're doing the beef tube," I feel like it's kind of out of order. It's like, you know, almost offensive to me. You know, the brother, you know, he actually addressed the WAC 100 Captain Tazariak situation one day ago. You know, So I think it's unfair. I feel like it's unfair. There's another video where he's addressing a Hebrew Israelite and he says that the guy is displaying, and then he gave the name of a computer game, scholarship. Like I'm going to say, okay, the guy's displaying a PlayStation 5 scholarship, But that is not beef tube. Now, I have brothers on the panel. It was heated at one point. But I'm not responsible for what people said. I put people out of the panel and then I put them back on the panel because I don't want to seem paternalistic. Call me a Captain Saver HOE. I was telling Uncle, look, man, you don't need to go there. We go where, but he maintained it. So I told Uncle, okay, so you are. And I did not think about asking Uncle, but if you hear this, brother Uncle, if I am a Captain Saver HOE, then who is a HOE? Because Reggie, and that's why I share this link in the chat. Reggie, when he was on Smash Rockwell's platform, after he congratulated Chief X for saying that, after Chief X said that the ancient Egyptians were Caucasian from pre-dynastic time until today, that the modern Egyptians are the ancient Egyptians, he congratulated Chief X. He said, good job, you fly-tied him and all that. And he made a fool of himself. That's why I made that video. Everybody can go and have a look if they want to. After I left, that's what Reggie did. That Chief X flat-tied me, and I was all the way wrong. And Reggie had said that he's not a Captain Saver HOE. So he was obviously referring to me. So in this case, I know who in Reggie's mind was a HOE because he said, I'm not a Captain Saver HOE. But if Unc says that I am a Captain Saver HOE, if he says you are a Captain Saver, it means there's a HOE. Who's a HOE? Out of curiosity. I'm saying be 100 with it. You know what I'm saying? So then that's not beef tube. Why is it beef tube? And I have brothers on. Now they're beefing. I'm trying to, calm the situation down. But when it's on, it's on. And we've seen Unc's demeanor. We've seen how he was acting on Sinetta Studios. And when he was talking to the brother who's from his city, they might not know each other personally. It's not really clear if they ever met once or not, but they know some people have some people in common. Now the brother is street. The demeanor wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Like some people have been telling Tazariak that all that smoke that he has for so many people, he doesn't have it for what, 100. You see? Somebody in the chat wrote that Unc was getting the taste of his own medicine. We saw a sweeter side of Unc. But I did not plan this. I did not organize this. It was the course of the conversation. They obviously have some issue. Maybe it's one of them have issues, but they have some people in common. It is what it is. It's their thing. So the fact of saying that and the way he said, the tone, I feel like, man, is it really warranted? It seems unfair to say the least to me, And really, I've been addressing pedophiles, man. And people are trying to paint the narrative like I shouldn't be talking about it. And back to this Farrakhan issue, it's not just what he said in 1992. It is the fact that it's the Nation of Islam's doctrine. So when Riza Islam, who was accused of rape, but he ended up marrying the girl, when he's on those platforms, he gets all the respect in the world. And his organization teaches that Africans are living the jungle life, that Africans are not civilized, and that black people are marked and disfigured, and the essence of ugliness. Those Abrahamic believers, they don't care. I'm going to leave it there, man. So, V. Bennett is in the place to be.
Yeah, what's up, Shaka, man?
Yeah, feel free to speak, brother.
Yeah,
V-Bennett.
yeah. Good morning to you also. Hotep to everybody in the chat,
Hotep.
everybody watching. Yo, Shaka, you right on point, man. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. It's just more the same, blah, blah, blah. I mean, people like to talk. Anybody could say anything they want, but anybody is not up for documenting, you know? So, me, I stand on the side of documentation. You stand on the side of documentation, facts, and we ain't losing our cool. So, here's the thing: you live in the same world everybody else live in. If you wanna, first of all, you're a proud African man, black man. Uh, and any black man, African man with integrity is supposed to care about the community and what they see. So you would be abdicating your power and responsibility if you said nothing. I mean, then somebody gonna think you don't care, right? You might even wonder, like, how come I didn't say nothing when I could have done some good? You know what I'm saying? And that's a common thing we all think. Now, me is period. They come in with the same old program, and that is to gaslight, make you feel bad for doing something good. It's like, come on, what's up? How they gonna say it's beef tube? Every single one of these individuals addresses beef on their own channel every week. Every single week. Each one of them want a cash out, and each one of them, hey, by the way, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong if they're addressing beef. However, there's a difference in how you address it. Now, if you notice myself, you rarely hear me come out the mouth calling somebody a B, calling somebody a F, calling somebody anything, because I know those things are distractions. And usually when I say them, even the N word, I say out of hate. You know how many black men I seen the last word they heard from another black man before they got the bullet was the N word? So I know that word is used out of hate. And how many black women before they get smacked up and beat upside the head hear the B word? So the thing about it is that I try not to use any of those words, and because I know they become distractions to getting to the bottom of something, to the conversation. You see what I mean? So I don't blame you. You can't be described as beef tube. No, I would describe you as correction tube, disinfection tube, things like that, right? I mean, unless somebody's got something on you where they want to go out there and say, yeah, Shaka and Dougal did this and did that and blah, blah, blah. But you're not doing those things. Nobody's saying that. Nobody is claiming those things. What I see them doing is trying to gaslight you. And that is, it's okay for me to do it. It's okay for me to support other channels to do it. But if you address Beef Shaka, you're going to be the face of it. And that's gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? So don't stop what you're doing. Don't second guess your mission. Don't even sweat none of that, because it's all magical, mystical, made up mumbo jumbo, just like a lot of other stuff. So if they want to invest in the mumbo jumbo and the make believe, go ahead and knock yourself out, but it won't work. See, they tried this stuff. They tried this stuff with you, and actually, the sad thing is it works on some people, but they couldn't really get you before. They couldn't get you in 2008, 7. They couldn't get you back then. See? And now it's not going to work, because for the people that hung around and watched the cycle, we know these games. They're going to act out, they're going to fight, but they're weak, and it's going to fall. And it's going to fall because they're not up for the documentation. They up for the talking and the screaming and the yelling, but they're not up for the showing and proving. And they also not up to the dialogue, the real dialogue, because if they was, then all the cussing and the crapping and all this stuff wouldn't even be a part of it. They would just get to the questions and get to the answering. Very simple. So you keep doing your thing, Shaka. Don't worry about it. A lot of us in the community support you. Many other people going to come to support you. We need more platforms, but I'm going to stop on this. We need more platforms where people have integrity, where people say it very simply, like Sa said, if you know I did something wrong, show and prove, and I'll apologize and correct it. It's very simple. That's not hard to say. Anybody can do that. You see what I mean? So just keep doing what you're doing. You're not doing nothing wrong. We appreciate you here. We got your back. And the moment you ain't doing something right, I'm going to speak on it, and I'm not going to support it. But then again, I'm not some little. I got some thick skin, so it ain't going to be like you can do something like spill some coffee, and I'm gonna be like, that's Shaka and Dougal Komet, man, forget him, or you know what I mean? Because look at everything else we got to deal with. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead, make some mistakes. Go ahead and do whatever you got to do. Stay steady, stay calm, stay straightforward, and don't let them ruffle it. Don't. I mean, this is just funny, man. I'm gonna let you speak a little bit, man. Just
Yeah. Before I let Jeheru speak, you mentioned documentation, and Sanetta said he apologized to Sekou. And I don't know if people noticed, but I was asking, can you send me the link? And I think he was like, he's not really sure. And I've been asking people in the chat as well, because people make claims. You might come to the video you see, it's not even an apology. You know, because if
who
I
apologized?
offended you, if you felt offended, then that's not what I meant. But then after that, you're gonna say,
oh, you talking about Unc?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Look, I wanted you. That's why I didn't want you to shut the live down yesterday. But don't worry about it, because it's your call, and the call you make, it's your channel. You exhibited yourself to be a man 364 days out of the last year I've been watching. You can do what you want, and some shit I don't like for one day, I don't even care. I got your back. But here's the thing. I never got to talk to Unc about that. Now, me personally, I'm from DC, so I don't go at Baltimore dudes. If I have to, I will. But because we so close and because we got our own problems and things like that, I don't even go that way because it's not. I don't try to go into their area, even though I know cats in Baltimore. But the thing about it is that what made Unc different is he said this thing about go back to Africa, and that right there that's where it got to stop for me. Now, I expressed many times why that don't make no daggone sense, and I don't think Unc ever addressed it. I don't think he's been called to address it, and he may not even know why that's the silliest and most destructive thing that he could say. We need partners. We need Africa just as much as we need America. I mean, come on. That's how it is. We need some things here, and we also need our connection to our mother continent because that's our right. That's our human right. You see what I mean? I know. I come from an international city. You know, I don't know about Baltimore. I didn't grow up in Baltimore. I grew up in D.C. I had plenty of African brothers reach out. So cool, so interested. Treat me like a brother. If I didn't have a dime,
I'm
they
sorry,
taking care of
Infinite. Hold
everything.
on, please. Hold that thought, please. Jeheru, please hold that thought. We have Chris MVP Harris. Feel free to speak, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, man? You let him finish up, and then I'll come in when he's finished.
Yeah. What's up, Chris? I just wanted to say that, yeah, man, I'm sorry. Sure, there's some of our brothers make mistakes. African Americans make mistakes. Some of our African brothers make mistakes. But listen, so what? My own brothers make mistakes? How can I point the finger over at my African counterpart and say, "Oh, you made a mistake. Now that's it. You don't have no part of the concept." No, a lot of them get it right too if we give them a chance to be a part of the conversation. So the moment we start saying go back to Africa, see, we're trying to punish all of them now. That's totally destructive and unfair. You can't get nowhere that way. That's exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stand up here like a man by yourself, defend your own position, and that's your position. That's not nobody else like you. That's yours. That's all it is. So we don't have the right to tell nobody not to speak up. If you spent your time doing the anthropology, knowing some of the people, observing, you got the right to speak. If you disagree, you got the right to speak. But let's hear the words. Let's let the people speak. That's all.
Yeah, feel free, Chris, if you want to speak. I think he might be busy. Well, Jeheru, feel free to speak, brother.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Feel free, Chris.
Yeah, I want to answer some things. I'm getting ready for work here. I saw you were live, so I did not go live on purpose. I decided not to go live and do a morning coffee this morning because I want to wait. And what I had saw going on your channel was simply beef tube. And I'm not saying that you were entering the beef tube realm. I saw individuals coming into your chat based on the algorithm, based on an algorithm that was beef tube-ish. When I saw a certain gentleman come on here, first thing I said was, I tried to give you a call and say, yo, watch that dude. The dude is a troll. He went after Sinetta. Okay, cool. He go after Polite. Okay, cool. But one time he went after me. And you
But
know I don't get
that
down with
wasn't
no
on my
SJ.
channel though, was
No,
it?
it wasn't. But no. When he talking about that one guy that was here yesterday.
Mm. I mean,
Yeah, he was
when he went
going
at
at
you, it did not happen on my channel, right?
no, it didn't. No, sir, not at all.
Mm.
But I knew him from the Rob Rat, the Judah Nazareth, and the Garfield Reed platforms because he came over there on Garfield Reed platform one day, talking about saying all that ghetto shit. You get what I'm saying? So I just happened to go on Rob Rat channel one day because that's why I don't participate on that channel anymore. And he came on there cussing and fussing and cussing me out, doing all this other stuff. And I was just all like, yo, this is weird. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this dude from I don't even know this dude. And I guess he was mad because I said some things academically to him. And you know how I get when you're on a debate platform. And I guess he couldn't prove it and he felt a certain way. But whatever his problem is with the Garfield Reeds and with um brother Polites, that has nothing to do with me. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when I brought up what I did yesterday, I had sat up there and stated, yo, this dude is a troll. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, he's been saying the same thing for since the time I've known him. He go platform to platform to platform. And now he's on your platform saying the same thing, doing the same antics. I said, that's not how I came across your platform. Your platform was introducing metadata to people who were wanting to learn. Your platform when you did the videos on Semites, et cetera, et cetera. And I saw a certain element developing, and I was just like, yo, this is not good. This is not what I used to come to this channel for. The channel was used to inspire critical thinking, right? So when I saw that, that's why you can look at your phone, right? Like for the last couple of days, look at the text messages. It's going to say, call me, call me. You haven't received, I don't know if you've been receiving my text message,
Yeah,
but I've been
I
telling you to
said it.
call me.
Yeah, I said it on the air. I saw my phone was like on the printer, which like not so far away, but I was like, my phone is always on vibrate, so
Right.
I saw it like 3 hours later, and even Sanetta sent me a text message asking for the link as well. I kind of
Yeah.
took issue like you using the term beef too because like this guy, um, Garfield, his issue is the scamming, and he gave an example, I think, but particularly about yeah, he mentioned polite scamming also, but he gave an example. Now I forgot if it was polite to Garfield, but he told Unc, that person, they have some people in common. And he said,
Hmm.
we have to call that person so the sister can get her money back. You see? So
Okay.
um there are some things I guess he couldn't prove, but he had a voice like, um, whatever happened between you and him, it wasn't on my platform. And I felt like, you were kind of taking it on me. Because you see, for example, you have that Mika lady and other people also. They've been disrespecting me for the longest. I don't take it on Sanetta. You know what I'm saying? Even Sanetta, when he first heard the conversation of this guy, when he first addressed him, he said, yeah, I heard, you kind of defending me, I don't take it on you, but these guys such and such. So I'm like, the dude has something to say, he can say it. And really, Unc called me a cat. I don't know if you heard that, but Unc called me a Captain Savior, a Captain Savior ho, you know,
Well,
when I
shit,
was on
I have my
Sanetta's.
own problems. I have my own problems with what those guys are doing and saying. And the one thing I do, and I've just learned how to do, is just ignore it. And what I mean by that is, I'll address it briefly, but then I get back into my lesson. I get back into what I'm teaching. It's just like the Captain Tazariak's situation Saturday. I addressed it with the WAC 100 situation, and I said,
Yeah.
"Yo, that becomes very dangerous because guys like Whack 100, the school that he's from, they don't show up on the corners with bullhorns, video cameras, and Bibles
Yeah,
arguing about
yeah,
Bible
I heard
verses.
that part.
They don't
I
do that.
heard, I listened to that last week. Not maybe not all of it, but I heard that part. And you were basically saying, look out, watch out, and I think a lot of people. But is that that dude like I, somebody pulled up a picture of the dude and his dad, and I don't know if the other guys or some other family member,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
his dad
I got
clearly,
I
like
saw
somebody said, his dad clearly looks white. He has a little tan. Now they're saying that he's black, and also I didn't finish the video. I didn't watch the him breaking down what happened with Walk because it's irrelevant to me. But the conversation with people, when people tell him you don't have the smoke for him bringing up your children, your disrespecting you and all that. But Tazaria showed a picture of Bob Marley, and he said Bob Marley was not black. So Bob Marley is not black, but Kataza, whatever his name is, he's black. I'm like, what? So
right.
I
Yeah,
might
that's
address
the
it.
truth.
But the things that
And to
sometimes.
anybody listening, and to anybody listening, what's going on, that is the true definition of gaslighting. When you try to change someone's reality right there on the screen by telling them they're wrong when they are clearly right. That dude, Kataza, is a white guy. That's a white guy. If I was playing basketball on the basketball court and I was picking a team, he would be the last person chose because you are the white. You're the white guy. I can clearly see you're white. He looks just like Harry Rosenberg. He look just alike. So what I'm saying is, even with me coming over here, you had a certain person that's on your platform. He was coming to my platform. And he was doing Lions Den versus Morning Coffee. Let's go. Let's do it right now. And I said, no, thank you. All because I don't want that element over there. You know what I'm saying? I have opinions
Hold on,
about
hold on.
things.
Is he part of Lions then?
Yeah.
So he's a Hebrew Israelite then, is he?
Yeah, I think he's a Hebrew Israelite.
So next time I'll ask him.
But he doesn't. He says he's not. He's over here on your panel a lot. But I was just like, no, man, don't do that over here. You know what I'm saying? And when so I understand that YouTube has an algorithm, and in that algorithm, it'll begin to bring certain people over. Now, my whole thing was when you were just on here doing lessons, and you were on here introducing Medunetter, introducing history to YouTube. This element never came over here. But when you started exposing certain elements in the community, then all of a sudden that element came over here. And that's when I began to say the nature of the platform was beginning to change. So I didn't say that your channel is beef tube. What I stated was that is beef tube. That's why he's here. Because the channel that he's normally on, talking about, shoot, kill, F somebody up, and do all this other stuff all over YouTube, it's shut down. So now he wants somewhere to go. All right, let's do something. Do it. Let's change the game. Let's change the algorithm. Let's call it read to. What books have you read lately? Let's talk about some books that you've read lately. Let's talk about some books on self improvement. Let's talk about something. Let's change the algorithm and inspire critical thought. That's all I'm pushing. I don't care about a polite situation. Polite is going to have his day in court. We understand how Ma'at works and we understand how Isfet works. We understand that. I don't embrace Isfet on my channel. I get away from that. And once it gets out of hand, two things are going to happen. I'm going to ask the panel to get back on topic, or I'm going to remove the participants that's bringing Isfet towards my channel. That's it.
I appreciate the
You understand?
clarification because you see the things that I wasn't signed to this channel, and so many people in the chat, even that silent K moderator went at me and other people. I was gonna go through several of the messages, and basically you have so many people now going at me for talking about pedophilia. In their mind, it's not information, and maybe they can argue it is not, but we have people in the conscious community teaching, doing lectures, and some of them went to jail for messing with babies. and me addressing it, for some, it is a problem. And I'm like, well, if it is a problem, so be it. But how are they gonna disrespect me for speaking about that? But they're not disrespecting them because we know that at least one of the guy and Sanada actually confirmed that the guy did that. He went to jail for that. When he's on that same platform, those moderators don't say anything. Now the OnlyFans Mika,
Yeah.
she has a Hebrew word on her Facebook profile, the same Facebook profile where she put that OnlyFans computer picture. So I don't know if she was or she is a Hebrew Israelite, but I don't hear her disrespecting those guys who touch on babies. So I'm like, damn man, what's going on? I mean, that's too much, you know. So and then you
Rightfully
coming
so.
after, you know, and I guess it was about timing because when you said that, I took it like, man, like it looks like you don't like me talking about this stuff, but you know now I understand what you're
No,
saying. Yeah,
no,
you
that
know,
has nothing. No, no, I don't care if you talk about it. But remember, when you say conscious community, we are all members of that community. You understand what I'm saying? Um, you have to be careful whose names you associate with those things. Like when I saw the brother Reggie and pedophilia thing, I was just like, ooh, I might, I tease people a different way and I come after people a different way. I only come after people academically. And what I do is I'll say, okay, JJ 7000 displays Atari 78 scholarship. You see what I'm saying? I'll do something. I'll just show what he's saying and what he's doing, right? Mighty Hebrew sent me an email talking about some Mighty Hebrew University and we was going to link up and build. But when I know about his history, I was just like, nah, it's not really a good look if I have anything to do with you. You know what I'm saying? It's already been exposed what you about, and I just don't want nothing to do with you like that. You see what I'm saying? You can stay on the kittens den with that garbage information that you carry.
but
You understand what I'm saying?
the fun thing is that he's on those channels, you know, the Zion Lex were not polite for
Yeah.
being accused. But Zynex had the he had the Mighty Hebrew on his channel. So I'm like, it's a bit strange here. So it sounds like it's forgiven. It sounds like maybe there's a delay. Like, I don't know, a year or two passes and then that's it. We forget about it. But it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, we do what we can, man. But those people, they're gonna be happy with the separation between non-Abrahamic believers. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kanat said that Mighty Hebrew was wrongly accused, but then I mean, at the end of the day, so many and Sanetta said there's a lot of Hebrew Israelite organizations that teach that you can have sex with a girl as long as she has a menses. So obviously
Well, here go
there
my
are.
thing, Shaka.
Mm.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let you go
No, I
ahead.
was just gonna say that obviously there's a lot of Hebrews like who do that, you know. And of course they're not going to come to the public. They're not going to be bold like GMS. GMS, they were very clear. That's how they get down. But I don't expect them to
Yeah.
come publicly and say, yeah, that's how we do, that's how we get down. But this is something that they are
Right. Well,
doing.
you
And
know what?
yeah. Mm.
You know what? That dude, I saw Kanaf come over here yesterday. Right? Another rude Hebrew Israelite, another person that can't display any decorum. When they're over there on Sarnetter's channel, they're loud, they're boisterous, they insult you. Kanaf said on Sarnetter's channel, Chris doesn't stand on anything. He doesn't.
You're breaking up. Can you come again? You said Kanak came on Sanetta, and then what did he say? We don't hear you now, Chris.
Okay, all right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Now I can
now?
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now. So you said
Okay, yeah,
Kanak
I'm
came on
stepping up.
Sanetta's channel,
Y'all
and what
stepping
did
in
he
my
say?
garage. Okay, so the Hebrews over there have a problem with me because of the way I dissect the doctrine. And I show everybody it's nothing but myth making, myth building, and a myth. None of that stuff ever happened. Right? So historically, none of it ever happened. Anybody knows me know where I stand at with it. So he went over to it was Friday, I think it was Thursday, I can't remember, but he was over there they do all this big talk and got their chest out and talking about how much how much Chris don't stand on nothing. So I went right over there. I went right over there and I had sat up there and said,
I went right over there and I stated, excuse me, I'm getting in my car here. I heard him saying that, and I went right in there and I says, yo, I stand on the principles of Kujichakulia, Ubuntu, and I stand on the principles of Ma'at. I teach no God exists outside that of my parents, and that's what I teach. Do you have a problem with that? And I told him what I stood on, and he started acting rude. He changed the directive of the conversation, all because he couldn't handle it. I told him I practice Umoja, I practice Mbongi, I practice African-based principles. He said, see what I'm talking about? That's philosophy. I said, it doesn't matter what it is. The fact is, you said I don't stand on anything, and I'm telling you what I stand on. I'm what most people would consider a pantheist. You understand what I'm saying? I see the creator within the universe. When I look at nature, what I see is creation, and I see nature constantly creating, whether it be nature itself or human nature or animal nature. This is how Africans have always developed their religious beliefs or religious ideologies. So instead of him trying to have a intelligent conversation based on that, he couldn't. He began I'ma cuss him out, I'ma be rude, I'ma ask some multiple layered questions so he doesn't answer me anything. Instead of acknowledging, okay, I see what you're standing on. You know, when you were talking about, because I couldn't be too loud because I got someone in the house, I didn't want to be too loud. The fact that they're now coming over to your panel, now they want to be brave and step on your panel is because they see a lot of isfet. They see a lot of chaos. And anybody can come on a panel where there's a lot of chaos. You understand what I'm saying? But nobody's going to come on. Them guys will not come on to a panel where there's a lot of intelligence because they can't have an intelligent conversation.
The chaos was over, I would say 10 minutes or so. Everybody knows it's not something that happens on a regular basis, and it was mainly due to the two brothers from Baltimore, from Baltimore, from B-More, but what we can do, is like you've been doing, is just call him out and say, you want the smoke, you want the debate. Now, under normal circumstances, I don't know what I would have answered, but I guess Sanetta on the way he went, and then Reggie, and then Sanetta asked me, would you debate Captain Desire? I said, why not? I said, okay, let's ask him and we'll see what's up. Now, I don't know if you ask him. I don't expect Desire to debate me because I think he knows he's going to take an L, but let's wait and see, But,
well, that guy told me, he said, Chris Harris is a nobody. Who has he debated over here at HOK? And I literally rambled off 6 names. I said, Yara won twice, Judah Nazareth won, Vocab Malone won, and Zion Lex won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to mention the anonymous Hebrews, the Orthodox Moors, and all those guys won.
I heard him say that you need to redeem yourself or, get back up or something like that. I mean, those guys are going to say something that's going to be convenient to them, and I don't know, if Sanada ask him or if you will ask him, if you remember, but we'll see. I don't expect him to accept to debate me, but if he does, then, I'm going to go to work. But, I'm still going to teach you info, and those people will be happy if there's separation amongst non-Abrahamic believers because we are a minority, and so we just have to remain solid. There's not many of us. We have to remain solid, and sometimes we address things that others will not agree with, but that comes with the territory. Sometimes there's some people I know I appreciate they might address some topic I don't agree with, but I'm gonna try to chill and fall back, But I really appreciate the clarification. You know what I'm saying, and let's keep going. Let's do our thing, But the pedophilia bothers me because people have been listening to me for a long time. I've been talking about it for years, and I've been talking about it amongst the French Pan-Africans. And I've been saying, this professor, that girl was 8 years old. This other guy who's a serial rapist, Monife Assante's organization gave him a trophy. I've been talking about this for years, and now when I'm seeing that in America, oh yeah, I knew about him. Oh yeah, this guy, yeah, I knew. I'm like, dang, But it is what it is, brother. But
I'm sorry.
Feel free. No, feel free, brother. Feel free.
I just want to say something real quick. I noticed that they'll always come around and say something like, well, pedophilia is bad. The guys that participated in it, it's bad, it's wrong, it's ugly. See, right here in West Africa, they had slavery too. See, that's wrong. Then I'll sit up there and I'll say right there, I agree. It's wrong. Slavery in West Africa is wrong. If we participated in it, we must correct that. It was wrong. And then I'll be all like this. So if you know it's wrong here, why won't you accept it here when I open up your biblical doctrine and show you where it says you guys are allowed to enslave Africans? Can't y'all see that the way the Bible is constructed is the way that the Greeks and the Europeans moved when they came into African territories? This is how they moved. They did it in the name of God. They thought they were righteous for what they were doing. And I was just like, bottom line, you see it's wrong in reality, but when it comes to literature, you don't want to admit that it's wrong because you have a belief. All right. And that's when I heard the brother Bennett, he kept saying that that's gaslighting. That is the true definition of gaslighting, when you're trying to change someone else's reality based on your belief or perspective. Echo chamber, those echo chambers and stuff. I never said that you were beef tube. I said that people who participate on beef tube were coming over here because they hear what they think is beef tube. If you get to the scholarship and you stick to the scholarship, you're not going to see those same people over here because they necessarily don't care for that. And yes, Sonetta has a checkered past. I got it. But a lot of those things have never really been proven. And when I heard him saying what he said, oh, you was dating this and kicking it with this, I was like, yo, I stay out of he say, she say. I've always done that. You know what I'm saying? That get real sticky. But I could tell when somebody was talking a bunch of ish versus somebody who knows somebody doing wrong. It's just best to stay out of those situations. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. I just like, yo, I don't got nothing to do with that. That's between him and that man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have his day in court. You know what I'm saying? And Sonetta did make a good point. He said, I had Umar Johnson on my channel. He got in trouble. Was that my fault too? You see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, the brother said it was a loaded question. That's not a loaded question. That's a fair equivalency. What he's saying is you can't hold me responsible for the actions of others. That's all he was saying. And that was his defense yesterday. And I was just like, and you know what? My mother used to always tell me growing up, and a lot of times I use my parents because I'm somebody who had parents as role models. My mother taught me you can be guilty by association. Watch who you hang out with. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't really have much else to say other than and that's what I've been texting you for the last couple of weeks. Watch your channel. You know what I'm saying? Because brothers will continue to come over here who participate in other channels. You know what I'm saying? Just watch your channel and watch who you have on here, and let's keep my balance. You know what I'm saying? We don't tip the scale over here. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. Our job was to promote intelligence and to induce critical thinking. That's what our job was. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, brother. Hotel, brother Chris. Yeah, feel free if you've been it, and then I will, wrap it up because I'm on lunch break. I have to return to work, so feel free if you've been it.
All right, bro. Yeah, Chris, I feel you, and I agree with that 100%. I'm glad you clarified that because that will roll over into something else, become a whole world of itself, a whole life of itself. Shaka and Dugu Kremet beef too, when you ain't really mean it like that, you meant something else. But the thing is that what I agree with everything you said. The only thing that I could add to that is a couple of things. One thing that's relevant to what you were speaking on is like I was saying before, when people start cursing at somebody is not a good indication that you are ready to put a massive amount of force behind something. It's an outburst. It's uncontrolled energy, essentially. It's a waste. So when I hear, and also not just cursing, insults. So the only thing I would have liked maybe for you to do differently at that moment, but don't get me wrong, that's your call because you, like you said, you got a history with these people. I don't, right? is I wouldn't have called him a troll necessarily, because that's going to also lead him off of just saying what he got to say, whether it's going to lead him to defending another point of being a troll instead of just saying what he got to say. But I recognize you got a history with him, and that's okay. But the other thing I was going to say is we have to preserve something. We have to preserve the intercontinental conversation among African diaspora. You see what I mean? And Black people. That's so important to do. You see what I mean? And so at all costs, we have to understand the importance of, well, not all costs, because, you don't want to, at some cost, right? I would say we need to support Sonetta and what he's been dealing with, what he's been doing, because the brother ain't had it easy, and he's taking shots for stuff that's not his own doing. Now, and then the other thing is we got to also preserve Shaka's channel, and we also need to elevate the conversation and show through discipline how we can have the same conversations, same relevant conversations without letting people off the hook. And when they start cursing, Sa can learn this, but I understand Sa. I've been there where Sa is with organizations, man. I had to step down as the president of an organization because I felt like if I didn't, I was going to hurt somebody, and that means hurt my organization. So but the difference was we had plenty of other talented people that were ready to step up, that know exactly what to do. So I could step down before I start cursing somebody out or mangle somebody because they've been attacking me unfairly. You see what I mean? So Sai, he need to work on that. But I appreciate his work, and like he said, he's been doing that work. We gotta be fair about it. But we need to preserve this conversation because that's where our life is. That's our lifeline. That's how we learn from each other. That's how we sharing information. And that's another reason why we have to put down any kind of talk about go back to any type of cheap insult that is unrealistic, irrational. It have to be put down, and it don't matter who's doing it. And I think some of these guys, they forget that, and they don't take the work seriously that way. We all have something to bring, something unique, but intelligent people should be able to pick up on that. People with a little bit of discipline should pick up on that a little quick. They pick up on it a little quicker than others. Even if they don't know what you got to bring, they see how you exhibit yourself. So they know you must have something to bring. You see what I mean? So we got to try to preserve Shaka's space, for all of us, and preserve Sai's space and see what we can get out of this. And if it's some others that want to step it up, and we're gonna try to build on that. On that, I'm gonna say bless on it, hotep to both of y'all, man. And I hear where everybody coming from, so let's keep it going.
If I just want to, before you leave, I do want to read this real quick, and I want to address this because you said I should not have called him an internet troll. I disagree, and I'm going to show you why.
Oh no, I said
troll.
I wish you didn't. But again, that was just mine. I see you got a history, but go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to read the definition of what an internet troll is. And this is from the urbandictionary.com. It says a troll is a person who posts or makes inflammatory, insincere, digressive, inflammatory or off-topic messages online or off, such as media, news group, a forum, chat room, chat groups, online video games, etc., or in real life with the intent of provoking others into displaying their emotional responses or manipulating others' perceptions. The behavior is typically for the troll's amusement or to achieve a specific result, such as disrupting a rival's online activities or purposefully causing confusion or harm to other people. When I said what I said yesterday, I'll stand on it. And here's the reason why. I heard him trying to make arrangements to meet one-on-one so they can get into some street stuff. And he's done that with me. So it is what it is. Like I said, I don't run from it. I run to it. And it is what it is. I wasn't saying anything inflammatory to him. I was just telling him the type of behavior that he displays is very trollish. According to definition, the urban definition, That's what he was
Yeah,
doing.
and your experience with them too. According to your experience with them too. That's what I'm saying. And I feel you on that. I feel you on that, you know. And again,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to change how you respond to it either, you know.
All right, brother. So thank you very much. I appreciate you coming, Chris. And I really didn't want to us to, I'm in a bad situation, So thank both of you, brothers. Thank you, V Bennett. I'm gonna close this out, and we're gonna keep doing the work. But we our platforms are growing, and we can do something good. Jabari has not been here for a minute, but we know it's always working. So, you know, once again, non-Abrahamic people, there's so few of us, so we need to maintain. So, brothers and sisters, stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to, by the nature, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue or state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do I to do an Echeru Hotel. Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving middle nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Neture classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class, and all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Neture class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at Forever.